Paula Simões.
Okay.
Paula is here, I think. Paula?
Yes.
Good morning.
Estás aí. Então estás pronta.
Yes, one thing. Adam, can you stop share the screen, please?
It's well sure that will present.
No. I asked Adam to stop to share the screen because he's sharing the screen. Yeah. So. No. It's the turn is of Paula, but he's sharing for the session before.
Yes.
But Filomena is not. I'm not presenting. It will be the Belchior Miguel that will present the work.
No. I know.
Okay.
Okay. I was just asking because I was checking who was present to the.
Okay.
So.
I'm here. But the screen is still.
It's your PhD or it's already PhD, but it's from your thesis?
Yes. It's already a PG. It's in here. You can talk.
We will. So.
But we still see the previous screen.
Yes.
Yeah, but maybe you can try to share. I
can try to share something to see if.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not like Zoom. I don't know. So
it works. I share the program.
Yeah, we see you.
Yeah. So now let's see. I cannot see you.
Okay. So we will open the part 3 of this workshop, and also it's included more speakers from other workshops, PM3 plus some more. So more 2 workshops have contributions. Okay. The first 2 is still from Computational workshop. So, I will introduce the first speaker. The first speaker is Belchior Miguel, and he's talking about Bayesian statistics modeling of maritime surveillance data. The authors of this work are Belchior also, Paula Simões, Isabel Nazário, and Rui Deus. Please, Belchior, you can try to...
Yes. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Please share the presentation, please. Paula, if you cannot, you have the presentation.
Yes, but yes, we'll share the full screen.
You see my presentation?
No.
To the right, the full screen.
Okay.
Yes, and now you open the file.
So you see my presentation, please?
Now you are seeing the screen.
I think this system should be improved because nobody understands what is.
I think you are share the window browser.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, not the full screen.
Okay.
Maybe you have to stop the share and after that reshare the PowerPoint or the.
Yes. If you cannot, maybe Paula upload and change the slide once you
okay.
Do you manage?
Okay, you.
Okay.
Okay. You can see.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the delay.
In all case, I have the slides open in here also.
Okay. I can put the full screen, please.
Let's see.
Yeah.
No?
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
First slide.
Just to try to check if we see the other slide, can you show the second slide?
Okay. You see?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Perfect. You can start with the first.
Thank you very much. I am Belchior Miguel. So I'm not fluent in English, but I will try to make this presentation with the best of my English.
Try to stop you, but you can speak as you can because my English is also not good. So you can.
I'm not good at English.
I think here in this conference, half of people does not speak good English, not mine.
Okay, thank you. My topic is Bayesian geostatistical modeling of maritime surveillance data, specifically for binary data. This presentation has the following agenda. So, Portugal has jurisdiction and responsibility for around 1.7 million square kilometers of maritime space, divided into inland water, territorial sea, and exclusive economic zone. Fishing activities are carried out in this water. For the surveillance, monitoring, inspection, and the control fishing activity, the SafeCap system was created in Portugal, of which the Portuguese Navy is a part. Bayesian spatial models have been used to analyze geostatistical data, incorporating the spatial component hierarchical as a latent random field. The traditional Markov chain Monte Carlo estimation method has been used in this context, but can be replaced by the integrated nested Laplace approximation approach. The random field can be presented by the solution of a certain stochastic partial differential equation. This study aims to adjust and interpret a Bayesian spatial model using a combination of integrated nested Laplace approximation and the stochastic partial differential equation approaches applied to maritime surveillance data of the Portuguese coast to construct mean and standard error maps of the spatial effect and the risk maps. This work used a georeferenced maritime inspection data with more than 211,000 points inspected over 22 years. Only 5 years that of fish-related infringement analyzed. These two maps represent all Algarve region. The left map represents the data distribution, where the red dot represents where the presumed infringement were found, and the black dot represented the places where the presumed infringement are not found. So the red maps represent all the Algarve region. The geostatistical model used as the traditional modeling model proposed by Daigle and Ribeiro, where the uppercase S represents the process and the lowercase S represent the location defined in the domain D. YS is a collection of observation, and this observation are observed with an arrow. In this study, our interest is to verify the absence and the presence of presumed phishing infraction in inspection action. YS represents where the alleged infraction is found, which given with a Bernoulli distribution. Where P represents the probability of the alleged infringement. The link function is the complementary log given by this form, where the beta 0 is the intercept, beta is the fixed effect of the covered X, and the U is the random effect that is modeling as the Gaussian process of zero mean and a maternal covariate function given by this form. The covariance function between random effects was evaluated at 2 points. The important hyperparameters to estimate in this study is the marginal variance given for sigma square u and the range. Now I present the result and their discussion. The figure as a mesh where the triangulation of the study area is performed. So the mesh presents 1,770 vertices and 25,335 data points for the 5 years. Now I present the estimation result obtained in the RINLA with the N's equation time of fewer than 2 minutes. So the table showed the result of 4 periods in 2018 and the remaining 4 years. In the first and the fourth period represented the night period, and the second and the third period represented the day period. The credibility interval showed the years 2014 and 2016 are not statistical significance. We can also see that explained variance of the maternal field is estimated at the 4.4 kilometers, and the posterior mean of the range is the 4.8 kilometers. So now I present the two maps where the left maps represent a posterior mean of the random field for 5 years, and the right maps represent the standard deviation of the random field. We can see that average spatial random effect varies from -2 to 6, and the standard deviation varies from 0.5 to 3.0. The height values are located along the entire coastline with the lowest incidence in the area close for the coastline, and on the east coast of the Algarve, in Tavira, in this region, and the Faro. Now I present a map of adjusted value for the 4 periods of the day, which have been divided in 2 periods corresponding the night period and the day period. These first 2 maps correspond on the first and the fourth period, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And the night period with a little availability of human research for enforcement. And the turnout that the probability estimate was around 8% in Sagres and the Tavira region. The next, I present the risk maps associated with the presumed phishing infraction corresponding to the second and the third period of the day, with the degrees available of human research for the surveillance. We can see that the estimated probability is around 60 for the second 60% for the second period, and the third period is the 7% in this region of Sagres and Tavira for the both maps. So this probability estimate decreasing to around 5 in the Faro and the Albufeira. The following figure represents the risk associated with the presumed fishing infraction per year. We can see that the estimated probability of occurrence of presumed infraction does not differ much between years, with the highest estimate in the region of Sagres, Faro, and Tavira for all years. We can also see that the maps of the estimated values for the years 2014 and 2016 are more similar, as are the maps of 2 years 2015 and 2017. A spatio-temporal model was also adjusted for the 5 years in the 4 periods for the day, where the following results were obtained present in this table. We can verify that the variance explained by the maternal field estimated the 5.3 kilometers. The posterior average for the range estimated at the 4.3, and the average of the autoregressive coefficient is the 0.9. In the following figure, we can see that there were no significant difference in the spatial effect over the years. Although the spatial effect, the 2 years, 2013 and 2014, the spatial effect varies from -2 to 6, and the remaining 3 years, the spatial random effect varies from -2 to 5. The IDES values allocate along inter-Algarve coasts, with the greatest incidence at the area closer to the coastline in all the years. So now I present the conclusion and the recommendation. It was found that the estimated risk associated with the presumed fishing infraction in the 5 years considered in the study from 2013 and 2017 is the greater in the areas of Sagres, Faro, and Tavira. The maps of adjusted values shows that the estimated probability of finding presumed fishing infraction could rise to 6% in the same areas in the second and the third periods of the day, and up to 80% in the first and the fourth period for the 5 years analyzed. This estimated probability can contribute to helping define the future enforcement action, possible to using enforcement where the probability is low and the timing where it is high. So thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Belchior. You speak very well. You do not need to excuse. Okay? Your presentation was very nice. I know this work in particular not, but the project, because your Paula have presented related to this some work previously, but this is just a part of other, because it's from a thesis. I like very much this, and it's very important because We have a huge exclusive zone to guard and very few means. So it's important to explore this, and I think it's a good contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No? So, thank you. You can remove and you can
stop to share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much again.
Thank you. Now, next speaker is presential. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's the doctors are Naida Al-Nur, Rafida El-Lubai, and Susan Obey. Sorry for my good accent in your names. Yes.
Nadia.
Oh, Nadia.
Nadia.
Okay. And she will talk about a new probability distribution, theory, simulation, and real application. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, here you are.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. My name is Nadia Hashim Al-Noor from Iraq, Baghdad, Mustansiriya University College of Science, Department of Mathematics. A new probability distribution, theory, simulation, and real application with my colleagues Rafida Al-Ubaidi and Susan Obais.
It's on the right and left here too.
Okay. Just 1 second. Do you hear the colleagues? Any feedback online? I don't know if you.
I don't know if they
Yes, we can hear.
Thank
Okay,
you, Paula.
thank you,
Yes, we
Paula.
are.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you continue?
As an abstract of the paper, developing of statistical distributions is an exciting field of study where different statistical models are established and proposed for data modeling in various sectors. The prime goal of this paper is to propose a novel probability distribution for analyzing data. The new distribution named the truncated Riley odd-weighable Lomax TROWL distribution. Several statistical properties along with entropy and reliability measures are derived. The maximum likelihood estimators of the unknown parameters are obtained. Then a simulation study is provided also to illustrate the usefulness of truncated Riley odd-weighable Lomax distribution. A practical application is presented where the comparison of the new distribution is made with common other distribution based on 4 information criteria in order to observe if the new distribution is usefulness or not. The main aim of this paper is to provide another version of extended Lomax distribution and to investigate several of its structural features. The paper is organized in 6 sections: introduction, statistical methodology, distribution, essential statistical properties, estimation process with empirical application and mean simulation study, and then real application and some concluding remarks. Lomax distribution or Pareto type 2 or shifted Pareto for modeling business failure rate is proposed by Lomax. This distribution is widely used in various domains such as income, wealth, medical, biological science, engineering, and reliability modeling. This distribution has been proposed a heavy-tailed alternative to the exponential, Weibull, and gamma distribution. It is also belongs to decreasing failure rate family, so it is not dealing with another shape failure rate. It's just decreasing failure rate family. So in recent years, there has been an increased interest in developing another distribution or extended Lomax distribution in order to increase her flexibility. A new model is proposed as a new family of a probability distribution. We take the truncated Rayleigh, then compound with odd Weibull family to associate a new family that is generator of probability distribution, where it depends on the CDF and BDF of the baseline distribution. If we consider the baseline distribution as the Lomax distribution with 3 and 4 CDF and BDF, we know that Lomax distribution have 2 parameters. The CDF of BDF, or the new extended Lomax, namely truncated Rayleigh odd variable Lomax distribution, has 4 parameters. So the traditional distribution with 2 parameters, we extended it to 4 parameters with CDF and BDF as usual. Okay. The CDF and BDF plots are shown in figure 1. So, related to this figure, the CDF features are demonstrated and different BDF shape shown in B. As a result, it is noted that this new distribution is particularly suitable for modeling various positive data. So, not just decreasing failure. Then, essential statistical properties such as reliability measure, so reliability function, hazard function, linear form, so we extended the BDF of distribution to give another essential properties. This is unextended. When we see equation 11, the linear form is depend on the traditional Lomax distribution. So it is unextended Lomax distribution. This linear form plays an important role and will be used to obtain another essential properties such as moment and moment generating function. This is moments already after mathematical properties and studying. So moments, moment generating function and the quantile function. From quantile function, we can take cortices, skewness, and simulated data. Shannon entropy, okay, with its expectation. The estimation for parameters by maximum likelihood estimation. Maximum likelihood, the likelihood function is given in capital L, and natural logarithm of likelihood is given in L3. To obtain the maximum likelihood of 4 parameters, we need to collect the derivatives of 4 parameters, as you see, to 0 and solve it numerically. After that, to evaluate the estimation, we do simulation study. Simulation study is generate 3,000 independent identical distribution random sample created using quantile function with the uniform distribution, uniform between 0 to 1, with different size sample, small, moderate, and large. Mean square error is used to be a criteria of comparison. Sum of outcomes when theta 0.8 and different parameters theta of theta, beta, alpha, and delta, and sample size. So the mean square error of each parameter are given in the table 1 and table 2. From this result, we noted that if the sample size increase as expected, the mean square errors values seem to be decreasing. So let's demonstrate the consistency of the estimators. After that, we need to show how much the flexibility of the model in real application. So the data represent a medical data set that includes 42 values indicating their death from leukemia, the most common type of cancer among children under the age of 50, as reported by the Iraq Ministry of Health. From the 1st January 2021 to end of the August 2022. Table 3 exhibits the data basic descriptive statistic, and we see that its stickiness, though it is fit to our distribution. Then we compute maximum likelihood estimation for the new distribution and the competitive other compared distribution, beta Lomax, Komarasov Lomax, beta generated Lomax, Weibull Lomax, Jembers Lomax, and Lomax, traditional Lomax. So the proposed distribution is fitting behavior is compared with different distribution that is very common distribution. And then it is worth noting that the p-value of Kolmogorov-Semironov goodness of fit for all distribution are significant, more than 0.005. Furthermore, the fitting competitive distribution are evaluated, as I said, for informative criteria. AKIAKI, so AIC, CAIC, BIC, and Hanan and Queen HQIC. The lower value of this information criteria indicates a better model. If we take the results of table 5, we show that the new distribution has the lowest information criteria values compared to other distribution. So it's give the best fitting for the data under consideration. Furthermore, the plot of the estimated DDF and CDF is given for the real data, is given in figure 3. As a conclusion, because of this flexible of this distribution after getting the simulation and real application, and it's easy to get their essential properties, the new distribution may be used in a larger range of application. Furthermore, as an open subject for future research, various parameter estimated approach, such as moments, least square, or Bayesian employing informative bias may be examined. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your. That's why I had all of papers that were that were submitted in this session, and I read pros and against, and yours it's just pros, because I'm saying that because it's a theoretical, and in this kind of area it's important because we need things to extreme events, because always we say normal, Gaussian, normal, but a lot of important events we lost because we say, oh, they are strange, they are outliers. Sometimes it's not an outlier, it's just a different distribution. This is a different in sense, it's more for the big things. So thank you. And you have a good work in the following sense. It's theoretical, it's heavy. It was awful to see all details. If I could find something that needs to correct. But you have the simulation and you have the application in a very useful way, you know. So thank you. It's
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I don't know what to. Oh, yes, I know what you tend to do after.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Yes, what do you intend to do in the close future?
I hope
Explore this.
yes.
And
I hope
to apply this.
to apply this in other applications, in other areas, such as engineering. I have
Yes.
medical data. So I hope if I increase my knowledge, I hope increase my
It's your work. It's all. I like works like.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
So, next Works I didn't read because I think they are from other session, but it's a pleasure to present, of course. So, we are going, I'm just to check if they are here.
Yeah,
Are?
yeah.
Yes, so we have next work is exploring the privacy horizons, a survey on ACI and AR. Please upload your work.
Hello, everyone.
The
Yeah, we can hear you.
authors are António Zapurito, Perinaz Tabadi, Matia de Rosa, Vitório Fucella, and Genaro Costa Leo. Sorry, but please.
Thank you so much. I will share my screen.
Yes, thank you.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Please change the first slide for a second. So,
If you can show the second slide, yes, thank you. Perfect.
Thank you so
You
much.
can start.
Hello, everyone. My name is Perinaz Tabari, and on behalf of all of my colleagues, I'm going to present our study about exploring the privacy horizons in human-computer interaction and human-robot interaction. First, I will summarize some initial concepts and concerns of privacy, following by discussing the techniques and design strategies of privacy preservation. Then I will conclude with stating the lessons learned from this survey. Uh, Privacy is a complex and multidimensional concept and influences personal, societal, and economic aspects of our lives. Privacy measures consider the ability of individuals to control access to their personal information and minimize interference from unauthorized third parties. Security concerns in human-computer interaction include unconscious data collection, violations of user privacy, autonomy, and self-determination. And also acquisition, communication, storage, and processing of personal data without consent. In this survey, we aim to determine how privacy considerations apply to HCI and HRI, and to analyze the complex world of privacy from various perspectives, considering the challenges posed by technological evolution. And also, we aim to discuss innovative design strategies and related methodologies required to preserve end-user privacy. To do this survey, we used keywords like privacy, HCI, human-computer interaction, human-robot interaction, and human-technology interaction. And we searched Google Scholar, HCM Digital Library, Semantic Scholar, and IEEE Explorer. And we extracted some themes from these articles that I will summarize in the next sections. In the context of human-computer interaction and human-robot interaction, privacy concerns arise when users interact with systems that collect, use, and share personal information. This will be answered in this question is how and what privacy implications for the user are generated by the intersection of interfaces and robots in different contexts and situations. And I will try to answer this in the next sections. Voice assistants and the connected devices have become increasingly popular in recent years, taking human technology interaction to very advanced levels. The examples of these technologies include Alexa and Google Assistant, which they recognize and interpret voice commands, but this requires recording and analyzing the conversations users have with them. People are being concerned about collection and storage of user-sensitive data, deception, the disclosure of captured information, the inadvertent disclosure through secondary channels like other connected devices and voice assistants, data sharing by organizations that always claim to use collected data to improve the user experience, but maybe they are not, and transparency and user consent regarding how their data is being used and shared. Tackling these issues require a rigorous approach to privacy protection, and in this respect, companies should ensure that collected data is encrypted during transmission and storage, and the risk of unauthorized access will be reduced. Another technology that has become very popular in recent years is the use of drones in a wide range of fields, from exploration of inaccessible territories to industry and recreational use. The concerns are their ability to collect data and fly over sensitive spaces like military places, unwanted intrusion into private spaces, and observing these places, raising the fear of damage and injury, like physical damage, and collecting detailed information about surrounding environment, which is geographical, visual, and biometric data, and always the data ownership and security. The solution is to regulate the use and encryption of data collected by drones. As social robots interact and communicate with humans and other autonomous physical agents by following social behaviors and rules attached to their role, and they can improve people's daily lives and facilitate the public experience, especially in elderly population. But there are always concerns like collecting sensitive information by multiple sensors, mobility and autonomy of these devices that threaten the privacy of end users, and also the costs of surveillance and data security of these robots. And we can tackle the concerns by securing access control and data transparency to the users. With the arrival of the digital era, a wide range of apps have been introduced for daily activities, providing people with instant access to information, services, and entertainment. This has also led to the abuse of data collection by these apps and caused several privacy issues in this area as well. They can have instant access to information and services, and even though they collect more and more data and information that is misused these days, users tend to continue to use these apps because of the factors like convenience, ease of use, and the attraction of these features and systems. And because of the increasingly intense interaction between humans and technology, several complex ethical and legal implications are being introduced, and therefore some regulations are in place to maintain privacy and data protection either worldwide or related to a specific region. These regulations include the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, which gives people more control over their information being collected, processed, and stored by organizations. The California Consumer Privacy Act, which is the US-based act and based on GDPR. And also the most famous one in the medical field, which is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, which safeguards protected health information or identifiable health information of individuals. The evolution of privacy-oriented design strategies has led to many techniques that keep data collected by systems confidential while balancing system functionality and privacy. Privacy-oriented design strategies can address different privacy concerns and help define a more secure and trustworthy digital ecosystem. There are several strategies to preserve privacy in HCI and HRI context. These methods can be considered as design guidelines for interactive systems. Data anonymization is the irreversible and permanent de-identification operation aimed at turning personal data into anonymous data before it's being processed or shared. Anonymization of personal data means being able to make use of that information without obligations and responsibilities imposed by data protection regulations. Therefore, through the anonymization process, the risk of recognizing a user will be decreased. And this strategy represents one of the first strategies adopted and is divided into 4 different techniques of masking, randomization, generalization, and stratified anonymization. Masking removes all data that can be directly identified by the user, for example, the name and address, thus acting on a level of detail without altering the original data. A randomization alters the original data by separating the user from it and making it less accurate. As the altered data is no longer accurate, it makes it impossible to relate it to a specific individual. The generalization of data involves replacing more specific data entries with broader ones to prevent individual identification. And stratified anonymization is also called re-anonymization. It focuses on anonymizing data already anonymized in a previous phase. The choice of method to be used depends on the organization's needs, and therefore it must be done by carefully evaluating the database and the objectives to be achieved. Minimizing the data collection involves collecting only the information that is strictly necessary for the proper operation of the system or application or the business, and it can reduce the exposure of personal data to third parties. Pseudonymization is the reversible de-identification operation that can reduce the privacy risk. This strategy replaces personal information with pseudonyms or unique identifiers, making direct association between data and individuals more difficult. Access control strategies with this strategy, suitable controls are implemented to determine who has access to data and to what extent. End-to-end encryption guarantees through encryption the confidentiality of information by allowing access only to authorized people, and anyone who does not have the matching private key when transmitting and storing data will not be able to read it. Another technique is encryption, which consists of some methods. Authentication is the process of attesting to the identity of each participant in a communication. Secrecy is ensuring that no one can read a message except the legitimate recipient. Integrity is ensuring that no unauthorized alterations are allowed on a transmission. Means a message being sent to a recipient must not be altered before delivery. Non-repudiation is providing the certainty that a sender of a message cannot deny having sent it. User consent management involves requesting explicit consent from users to be able to collect, process, or share their data, and it allows the withdrawal of consent at any time the user wishes. Privacy by design strategy aims to ensure a proper level of privacy and protection of personal data from the design phase of any system or service. And this means that a proper level of data protection is ensured in all activities that involve the handling and processing of data within an organization. This can be done by initial respect for privacy, risk prevention, user confidence, simplified compliance, and reduced costs. It also provides reduced costs for privacy issues to be handled from the outset for future expenses associated with handling changes or retroactive changes. Data retention limitation is another strategy, and method, a specific period is defined for the retention of collected data. At the end of this period, the data will be automatically deleted or anonymized. Transparency and communication strategy involves communicating clear and explicit information to users about the application of collected data, and it builds a base of trust and awareness among the users and third parties. In conclusion, the constant integration of technology into everyday lives has made it imperative to understand the risks and benefits inherent to privacy in human technology interactions. And of course, there is a need to balance technological innovations with respect for people's right by ensuring the protection of their personal data. And privacy considerations should start from the initial stages of designing a system, which is the user-centered system design, and it becomes crucial to maintain the privacy. And organizations should comply with these regulations while facing new challenges due to technological evolution. And at the end, I should state that facing new challenges due to technological evolution requires interdisciplinary collaboration and ongoing commitment to create interactive systems that respect the rights of the individuals. Thank you for your attention, and if there's any questions, I'm here to answer.
I can't do because it's not my area, but it's a thing that is important because it's what it is. We need our personal data preserved. So
Yeah.
it's an important topic that we need that to have ourselves. So yes, thank you.
Yes,
And from here, no?
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, everyone, for your attention.
Thank you. So the next presentation, it's as a title, is it titled as a tool to support automation of risk assessment, and the authors are Mauro Lacono, Michel Mastroianni, Francesco Palmerini, and Antonio Saporito. I think the speaker is present. Yes, thank you.
Morning. You hear me?
Good afternoon. Yes, yes, you are here.
Okay.
Or you are ready.
I will share my screen. Full screen. You can see the presentation.
Not yet.
But I expect yes, but we do not see.
We see the black screen, but not yet a presentation.
No. No. No, we can't see nothing.
Maybe you can try to share again.
Yeah.
No, we can see. We can see the black screen and stop. Nothing else.
Oh, you can see the screen, the slides?
No.
It's all black.
It's all black. We cannot see
It's like
the presentation.
it's like it's in seasons. It's
Okay,
black.
I try to mute my camera and share the screen in this condition. Let's see if it's possible to see. See the slides?
Sorry?
No.
You see the presentation?
No.
We have just the comment is Michel Mastroianni's screen.
Yeah.
But we don't see the screen. What is the option that you are uploading the?
I don't
Okay.
know if it's a connection problem because
I will try to disconnect and connect again in a few seconds.
yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we are waiting.
It's just I thinking that symbol waiting
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe there is many rooms sharing internet
Yeah,
online.
I will try to share the screen again.
yeah, thank you. Okay, now yes.
Okay. Thank you. You can try the second slide so just to see if you can handle. But sometimes we can't see the second slide.
Yeah, perfect.
You
You can start.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much. I can start. Okay, my name is Michele Mastroianni. I am an associate professor from University of Foggia in Italy, and I will present the paper titled "A Tool to Support Automation of Risk Assessment." It's a joint work of University of Foggia, University of Salerno, and University of Campania, Luigi Vanvitelli in South Italy. All three universities are in South Italy. Okay. As an introduction, the General Data Protection Regulation, also called GDPR, is the European Union and the European Economic Area Regulation on Personal Data Protection and Privacy. And this regulation introduces new obligations and new constraints to personal data processing, both for public sector and the firms. One of the most critical new obligations is the need for conducting a risk assessment procedure under certain conditions. If a new data processing type is to be introduced and it is likely to result in a high risk to the rights and freedoms of natural persons, it is mandatory to previously conduct a risk assessment procedure. This is due by Article 35 of GDPR. And data processing impact assessment, DPIA, is needed in particular in case of mass users profiling or systematic monitoring of a wide publicly accessible area. Okay. It is a methodology for risk assessment. It is a risk assessment. Data protection impact assessment is a sort of risk assessment for the users. And briefly, we have some different approaches to risk assessment. In particular, we can have, as an assessment systems, are based on qualitative or quantitative methodologies. Quantitative is methodology based on measurable variables, and qualitative on expert opinions. And the most used in the wide area of risk assessment methodologies are the qualitative ones. Also, it's needed to say that the methodologies have also various point of view. Methodologies are based on business processes, or based on services, or based on asset point of view. We see the first thing as assets. The assets are assigned to services, and the services is tied to business processes. This is one of the point of view. The second point of view might be business processes, and the processes are dependent to services, which is based on assets, and so based on services. You can say that the great majority of the tools used in order to perform risk assessment procedures are based on asset point of view. So the risk assessment procedures tools look at the first time at the assets, and after the other are linked the other function of the system. This is our research idea. DPIA, the risk assessment procedure, is conducted involving a group of both domain and privacy experts, and often is conducted using a qualitative methodology, which implies a wide amount of time needed to experts to evaluate risk and threats. So, a tool used even for partially automatized DPIA process can highly help to reduce costs and raise quality of the analysis. Our research idea is to implement a tool for partially or total automatization of the DPIA process. Is not an extremely original idea per se, and there are some approaches used for tool implementation in scientific literature and in technical literature too. In qualitative assessment, some tools devoted to automatic evaluation have been implemented, used approaches based on formalization of GDPR obligation and constraint, using, in example, ontology or fuzzy logic inference systems. We see the general data processing regulation, obligation, and constraint. We put in an ontology, or we put in a fuzzy logic inference system, and perform some computation and compute the risk assessment for a particular procedure. The originality of our research is based on the approach, because our approach is based on a different information source. We do not use the GDPR as the main source of information in order to perform risk assessment procedure, but we are using as a main source of information one particular repository, that is the Register of Processing Activities, also called RPA. RPA is required by Article 30 of GDPR, is mandatory for all public sector and for enterprises of medium large dimension. Therefore, is a document is already existing for many for all public administration and many enterprises, and is built in this manner. This is for each processing type, there is a record of processing activities, and the field of this record have some information inside. The main information, responsible, the name of responsible, purpose and legal basis. What is the purpose of processing? Example, student career, or signature of a contract, or similar. Data collection, which data have been collected? Personal data, health-based data, justice information data, impersonal, opinion, public, political opinions, or similar. Data processing, how and where the data is processed. Is processed in-house? Are processed in cloud systems, and where are that cloud systems? Where the data is stored, and may data be transferred, in example, to foreign country. Foreign country for GDPR is outside European Union, is not on the border of single European countries, but means to foreign countries with respect to European Union. Data deletion, information about data deletion and retention, when the data may be deleted or must be deleted, which are the security measures that will be taken into effect in order to protect the data. This is a mandatory document for public administration and medium large enterprises, and is therefore already existing. We use That's a source of information as the main source of information in order to perform a risk analysis, risk assessment procedure. Okay, let's see a famous tool used for risk assessment. Namely, the tool is called PIA, and is built by CNIL. CNIL is the French authorities for data protection. Is a French national authority for data protection, has been implemented, and it is suggested by all European Union data processing authorities to be used to firms and public sector. Is an asset-based tool. Is a tool based on assets and is built upon assets. Defined an asset and built all the procedure around an asset. The tool have no real automatization features. It's a sort of report generation. We write the information required, and it's a sort of summarization of the information. The information is structured in a particular way, and some graphs are built on the base of information, but there is no automatic support. And the analyses are stored in JSON format. Okay. Let's see the assessment cycle we implement. We implement a tool for evaluation. In the first step, we inspect register of processing activity for assets. Our tool inspected, located the register of processing activities definition for assets, inserts evaluation related to privacy risk assessment, and after is produced a JSON file, which is loaded in CNIL PIA. This is a tool. This is the previous defined tool. And the tool is loaded in PIA and performed the assessment. And is partially, the JSON defining the assessment cycle is partially compiled by our tool, the tool we implement. This is a basic structure of the JSON template. You can see the basic definition of the PIA. There are measures, there are evaluation related on some assets, on the assets which have been defined by the person who perform the group who perform the evaluation. Okay, in this case, this is the JSON template we use, and is a template readable by the tool of CNIL. Okay, the first issue we have to perform that the record of processing activities is a process-based structure, and is needed to transform the registered data in asset-based information. We cannot use as is the register of processing activities, and we need to transform the registered data in asset-based information. So the main loop of our tool is located in the register of processing activities information about assets involved within processes. For each asset located, the associated risk is evaluated in a qualitative manner. This is done in this implementation using a predefined score within the following slides, and insert those information, assets, measures, risk values, in the JSON template. Load the processed JSON template in CNIL PIA tool for visualization of results. Okay. This is an example of location and evaluation. On the right part of the screen, you can see a part of the register of processing activities. I'm sorry, it is in Italian because the register we use for example is a register for used for an Italian university. We illustrate in some fields of the register of processing activity. We locate information related to assets. In this case, for this part of register of processing activities, we locate the yellow marked information. They are based on the asset data and the asset server cloud. Asset server cloud is mean as a storage in a server or in cloud systems. Asset data means the data itself. The data itself is evaluated with a lookup table. If the data are personal data, the risk is assessed at limited with a score of 2 of 4. Disability data is evaluated as important, 3 of 4. Health data, maximum risk, 4 of 4. So the asset server cloud, meaning the storage of the data in an asset, which may be a server internal on the data center internal to the firm, or a cloud external system. Data stored as is, using no cryptography, no anonymization, no pseudonymization, are at maximum risk. The score is 4. Pseudonymized data is located at important risk. Anonymized data at limited risk. In this way, we have built the JSON. We filled the JSON template with information related to the assets. In this case, there are the assets, data and server cloud, and after this, the file, the JSON file so produced is loaded in JSON. In JSON is loaded in PIA, and PIA performs no particular calculation, but is able to visualize risk diagram in which we have 2 conditions of risk diagram. We see the red dots that are intended for the system without corrective measures. Blue dots are relative to data with corrective measures implemented, and we can see the part of the screen in the corner in the right side corner is red, is more risky, and the color blurs into green near to the lower left corner of the diagram. Okay, let's go to the conclusions. We have demonstrated that the approach based on register processing activities may be useful to partially automate the PIA, and it is an innovative manner to implement risk analysis, risk assessment in case of privacy. The limitation is the register of processing activities must be revised in order to assign scores to asset risks, because I need to assess all risks related to, I locate information about assets, but I have to evaluate with a lookup table of similars, not automatically assigning of a score to asset risk. And the future works are in 2 directions: to use large language model tools to automatically inspect register of processing activities in order to automatically assign scores to asset risk, and test the approach using a more sophisticated tool. In example, Monarch is a very sophisticated tool used by many security experts for risk analysis. Okay, thank you for your attention. Have you any questions?
But I can't have specific questions because I'm not from the area. But as I said to the previous speaker, I think all that contributes to protection of data is good, to to analyze the risk assessment is always a good tool. Can be not complete, I don't know, but at least a good contribution to what we need nowadays, because we are not in a good stage of that kind of things. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there's one.
Now
There's one.
there are questions from the audience here.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Michel, thank you for your presentation. Actually, I'm a mathematician and I'm interested in this subject. I see nowadays many medical departments are interested in this field, but I don't know what is the mathematic behind this type of science. Is there, do you know about if there is any mathematics behind this type of assessment, or it's just statistical tools used?
Okay, there is not directly mathematics in tools, but you may know that risk assessment is a topic that uses both mathematical based tools and expert based tools. And the expert based tools are very often used, and there is an issue. There are issues largely used in information system management, not only in economically based activities, but is often used in information system management and in cybersecurity, because assessment of security risks is not different from assessment in privacy risks. Assessment in privacy risk is based on the assessment of privacy is based on damage of individuals, and security risk is based on damage on assets. But methodologies are the same and are widely used in information system management and widely used by computer science academics. There are other kind of methodologies that can use some part of mathematics, and there are the use of fuzzy logic for the evaluation. Is also used fuzzy logic for evaluation of security aspects in risk analysis based on expert evaluation. But I don't know if we have
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We can clap.
Yeah,
Now we have more
Yeah.
to clap some.
we
Okay,
can go.
goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, thank you very much. We can go to the last speaker.
Yeah.
Let me see, to check the title of the presentation is Preventing Data Tampering of Smart Grids, a blockchain-based digital twin framework. The authors are Yagio Bois, Christian Esposito, and Jung Taiyek Seo. Please.
Hello, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Check seconds, please. Second slide.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you. Perfect. You can start.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Biagio Boy from the University of Salerno in Italy, and today I will present our work on preventing data tampering in smart grids, which is a blockchain-based digital twin framework. So, before to discuss our solution, I'd like to introduce you about the context of our proposal. In traditional approaches in industrial application, usually leverage SCADA, that is composed by a central hub and is hard to scale architecture. This means that if we want to add a lot of IoT nodes or SCADA components, it's hard because we cannot add simply them. This system allows real-time sensing, which makes them widely adopted in this context. And also considering system are fully supported with these custom protocols, allows them to be widely adopted. Among this solution, the smart grid application are a special case of SCADA, and these are able to reduce the power consumption and increase the efficiency and reduce the costs of the smart grid itself. Typical application for smart grids aims at estimating the power consumption of a system to avoid under-provisioning, as seen in the center figure, or to avoid the over-provisioning, like in the first figure, which cause inefficiency and increase of cost for the energy provider clearly. Using predictions is possible to increase the accuracy of this estimation and so reduce the overall cost. Anyway, if we adapt the legacy system, such as SCADA, this introduces critical challenges, both in terms of security and scalability, as I said before. The usage of low-power IoT device also introduces some additional threats to the entire ecosystem because we have difficulties in implementing strong security mechanisms. And typical attacks to this SCADA system and centralized system are the denial of services and tampering, which is, if considering in industrial context, can lead to catastrophic consequences, both in terms of cost, but also in terms of human life and so on. So the digital twin are the representation of the physical devices, and if carefully designed, can reduce the attack surface. This because we can have a representation of the physical world data, and we can detect if something is acting maliciously or something like that. The legacy solution and custom protocol are difficult to take into account into novel approaches such as digital twin. That's why these are not widely adopted yet. Moreover, the usage of machine learning solution aims at improving the energy estimation by increasing the efficiency of the system, but centralized machine learning solution goes in contrast with decentralization and with digital twins, since are based on centralized servers. Main contribution of our work is to solve these existing challenges by proposing a strong framework able to encompass all the protocol currently existing in the IoT context, and more in particular in their smart grid use case. Moreover, we try to digitally represent the current state of IoT device using a digital twin, and to predict power estimation with high accuracy with a system able to prevent data tampering over the data. So our architecture, the proposed architecture leverages the existing architectures such as MQP or custom protocols and digital twin technology to produce high quality data, while blockchain technology is introduced to detect vulnerabilities and improve the quality of the system. As you can see in this image, we have the physical world where we have multiple IoT devices which are connected to HONO, which is a manager of IoT communication, and Dicto, which is responsible for digital twin tasks, and InfluxDB, which is a widely adopted database for collecting IoT data. And finally, we have our prediction done over the data. Now I will go deeper inside each component of this system. So first of all, we have this heterogeneous data collection that enables multiple protocols to work with HONO and Dicto. And this is possible because HONO works with some adapter, and particularly this adapter contains almost 10 to 20 protocols, so it's easily flexible to adapt to a lot of legacy and proprietary protocol. Moreover, using Dicto, we are able to process all the authorization and authentication procedure for guaranteeing securing collection of data. And as you can see in this image, we have that the policy defined with the ID myTest policy has the owner subject, which is the IoT device by itself, and has a lot of resources like thing, policy, and message with different grants type. This is all provided by Ditto, and it's possible with that to represent digital representation of physical IoT device. Through InfluxDB, it's possible to collect huge amount of data and process them on fly. This is particularly relevant in our context because, as you might imagine, in the smart grid context, we have like production of data like each 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So we produce really huge amount of data. And at the end, we put a federated learning algorithm for generating predictions using collected data as base for predictions. And this federated learning algorithm works, I will explain later on how it works. And then we have a smart contract, which is used to restore the attacked model to a previous version. So now I will try to explain better this part because, namely, when you collect data using the IoT device, it is made possible that one IoT device is compromised and starts sending malicious data. If this happens, then the overall model will start behaving in a wrong way. So we will start generating wrong predictions, and this led to increase of cost and lower accuracy. For this reason, we introduced a smart contract, which is used to restore the attacked model to a previous version. And as you can see from this image, we have the machine learning models that transmits the parameters to the EPFS, which is a decentralized data storage. And in this EPFS, we have the model, the weights of the model stored in a decentralized way. And the machine learning models receive the contact ID, which is used to identify that version of the model. And this content ID is stored into the smart contract and uniquely, as you can imagine, we have this blockchain that securely stores these smart contract and is not able to modify them in the future. So whenever an attack is detected, it's possible to revert a previous version of the model and to restore the accuracy of the model. To evaluate the performance of the proposed approach, we used a real-world dataset, which is from the American Electric Power, which contains hourly dataset. Particularly, we simulated the attacks to the dataset using a malicious smart meter that, in this case, will inject wrong weights. As you can see from this picture, we have the aggregate weights here, which sends these weights to the local model. The local model trains the model and send the local update weights. Then the aggregator will aggregate the weights from all the IoT and smart meters and retransmit the updated weights. What happens when malicious nodes comes into this system? Then the local updated weights will be wrong, and the aggregated weights will lose of the accuracy that they previously had, and the retransmit of the updated weights will be again less from the previous one. So the results of our approach demonstrate the feasibility of our approach and explain the behavior of the model after the attack and benefit introduced by our architecture for the backup and restore tasks. In particular, in the first image, we have the unattacked model that performs very well with a mean square error of 0.002, which is relatively low. And then in the second image, we have the attacked model, which performs very bad with an evident difficulty in detecting the patterns and by responding with an average value. In fact, if you see carefully, here we have the prediction in yellow, which goes a lot higher with respect to the actual power consumed from the system. And this clearly is an evident case of over-provisioning because we are giving to the network much more power than what the network is expecting. The third picture instead represents our proposed approach because using the restore and backup system, we can reduce the attack impact. In fact, we have a mean square error, which is really similar to non-attacked model. Again, here we have some under-provisioning and some over-provisioning over the data, but these are really limited with respect to the attacked model. And in conclusion, we proposed a novel approach to prevent this data tampering in smart grids using blockchain and digital twin technology. Further investigation will be conducted on the communication protocol in order to understand possible attacks on the communication aspect, because in this case, we are only interested in the data modification and data tampering aspect, but in the communication side, some other attacks can be possible. And finally, we want to assess the real-world deployment in order to check if it's possible to get some other insight from a real-world scenario. That's all from my side. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any question here?
No.
No. Tell me one thing. That malicious that appears in the system would be injected by the proper company, because if we per chance, because it seems very strange that the measures that are done with the malicious input is by access, not per default.
Yeah, that's the point. Good question. So in this figure, it's more clear what happens. We have some smart meter belongings to the company, for example, and we have a malicious smart meter which has been injected from a malicious node. And since we cannot implement really strong authentication measure, it is possible to inject a malicious smart meter. These are the assumption of the system. So it's not a smart meter injected by the company, but it's something else. And the aim of this malicious smart meter is to lose the weight of the global model, and so that it starts belonging in a malicious way and decrease the accuracy of the overall model. So as a response, yes, this smart meter do not belong to the company. It's something added by an attacker that is interested in making the company lose money or reduce the efficacy of the overall model. This is common to happen in a lot of contexts, also in the vehicular or in some other contexts, because namely, the problem is that IoT devices usually do not are equipped with a strong authentication. And that's also why we tried to develop it using Ditto, which tries to define some policy for accessing the network. But those policies are not really strong as we can imagine.
Thank you. I think here we have no more question. I think that online don't see any face saying something. So thank you very much again.
Thank you.
We are closing your presentation and our session that includes 2 more sessions. It was nice to see something a little extra. So thank you very much. And thank you all to be here and to contribute in all verticals of the work in this area. Organizers, technical assistants that today were essential, because we lost our GTC session 3 times, 4 times, I don't know.
I don't remember.
For all participants in general, the contributors in particular, and to present physically also, because it's an export that I know. So thank you very much to all, and it's closed.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
See you.
Ciao.